You know that knock that just makes your skin crawl? Yeah, that one you expect a neighbor borrowing sugar or maybe asking about your fishing plans. But this? No, it was different. Sharp, almost military. I peeked through the window and saw this guy tall, navy blue shirt, plastic badge clipped all crooked, like he just picked it up from a costume shop. Walkie-talkie hanging there looking like a toy, holster empty. But it wasn't the look, it was the way he stood like he owned the ground beneath his boots. Open up, he barked, pounding on my door. HOA enforcement. You're in violation. My cabin? 40 acres out in the sticks, no streetlights, no neighbors, just me, my dog Max, and a whole lot of trees. I didn't open right away. I quietly unlocked my gun safe, didn't draw yet been through enough to know when not to escalate. But something darker was going on. I cracked the door. Can I help you? Identify yourself, the fake cop said, adjusting that worthless badge. You're building illegal structures on HOA property. Vacate immediately. I smiled calm as you please stepped out with my badge clear on my belt, the real one. Commander Jack Brennan, State Police. You're not a cop. Color drained from his face. Eyes darted between my badge and my sidearm. Max growled louder. The guy's hand twitched near his walkie-talkie. Stay right there, I said with a voice I hadn't used in years, a voice that makes grown men freeze. But he didn't stop. He ran. And just like that, things went from strange to insane. Who sent this clown? What do they think they were doing out here? And more importantly, how many more were out there? Let me back up a sec, because how I got here is a story itself. For months earlier, I'd just retired, bought this cabin after my wife Lisa passed away from cancer 3 years prior. City was full of ghost memories that haunted every corner, so I left. Halverson Ridge, a quiet town where birds sing at dawn and coyotes howl at night. 40 acres of peace, no HOA in sight. Locals were good folks. Bill, a Vietnam vet who ran the bait shop, introduced me to Marcia, the general store queen with the best peach cobbler this side of anywhere. Life was slow, and I liked it. Then I started fixing up the place. Built a simple shed, just a place to stash tools. Next morning, a note slapped on my gate. Cease all construction or face consequences. No signature, no seal. Just red ink. I laughed. No HOA around here. Showed it to Bill. He frowned. You're not the first. Turns out, about 20 minutes down the road, some new rich folks built a gated community, fancy fountains, strict rules, and started acting like kings of the county. If you're near them, you're under them, no matter what. I ignored it. Then came the yellow tape around my shed. Do not enter. Permanent marqueur. Harassment. I called Sheriff Harland, old academy buddy. He came by, took pictures, promised to check it out. Then the power went out. Utility crew said someone forged a disconnect order with my signature. No doubt who did it. That night, sitting on my porch in the dark, shotgun across my lap, Max at my feet, I knew this was just the beginning. Back to that knock. I chased the fake cop through the woods for 15 minutes. He vanished by the creek, left tire tracks leading to an old logging road. I called Harland. Right after, I spotted a red blinking light aimed at my window, a camera. They weren't just messing around, they were watching me. Then Max started barking like mad. Another shadow slipped past the trees. I wasn't alone. This was a siege. Now, meet the key players. Me, Jack Brennan, retired state police commander, just trying to live quiet with Max after Lisa's gone. Max old but sharp, knows trouble before it arrives. Sheriff Harlan, straight shooter, and my backup. Bill, the bait shop vet who knows all the town's dirt. Marcia, the sweet, sharp-tongued general store owner. And then there's Walter Pierce, the self-appointed HOA kingpin from Briar Hills. Max's growl turned serious. I grabbed my flashlight and gun, moved carefully around the cabin. Flashlight beam cut through the darkness there. Movement behind the oaks. Private property. Armed homeowner. Show yourself, or I'll defend myself. No answer, just retreating footsteps. I called Harland. Got at least 2 out here. One fake cop at the front door, another sneaking around back. Backup was on the way. I yanked down that blinking camera cheap motion activated thing, but the SD card inside was gold. Sheriff showed up quiet as a shadow. We watched the Fujigia guy in a hoodie, slim build, setting the camera, checking angles. You see that, I said. Harlan sighed. Had 4 complaints like this from folks near Briar Hills. That place thinks it owns the county. Walter Pierce, a developer from Chicago with cash and arrogance, had started his own HOA with fake patrols to intimidate neighbors. Harlan warned me, don't go storming in guns blazing. Next day, I rolled up to Briar Hills gate. Not security, some guy in a vest calling himself community enforcement officer, lounging in a lawn chair. I told him, I'm here to see Walter Pierce. He radioed someone, then waved me through like I was royalty. Neighborhood was fake, perfect manicured lawns, stage flags, not a blade of grass out of place. Walter's mansion was over the top, 3 stories with a fountain probably worth more than my entire property. He opened the door himself, slick back hair, lawyer vibe. Well, if it isn't the sheriff's friend. I cut through the crap fast. Someone sent a fake cop to my door. That's a felony. If you're behind it, it won't end well. He smiled like I just told a joke. It's a misunderstanding. We take security seriously here. Outsiders ignore boundaries. Sometimes measures must be taken. I said, I'm not part of your HOA. My land's outside your jurisdiction. This is harassment. He didn't flinch. Your shed's less than 200 yards from our zoning perimeter. Local laws protect fire access and aesthetics. Cut the lawyer talk, I snapped. My shed's legal, surveyed, permitted. You don't get to rewrite laws because you think you're king. Walter stepped closer, voice low. You may be state police, but here, I have more power than you think. Let's test that, I said. He turned and slammed the door. That night, I installed lights, trail cams, a silent alarm. Max slept inside for the first time in years. At 2:17 a.m., alarm blared. 3 figures creeping around my property. I flashed the porch light, called out, hand where I can see him. 1 ran. 2 turned. 1 raised a wrench and charged. I fired a warning shot. They scattered. This was no prank, they came to sabotage, maybe worse. Next morning, black SUV parked at the edge of my land, engine running. Max growled low. I clipped my badge on and approached. Driver stepped out, slick suit, clean cut, looked like desk jockey but carried himself with authority. I represent parties concerned about unauthorized development, he said. I laughed. New title every day, huh? HOA patrol? Environmental compliance? Whatever. He smiled, steady. You're making noise for someone who wanted to be left alone. And you're making mistakes for trespassing on state police land. His smile faded. Walter Pierce doesn't scare me, but he should be scared of me. I showed him footage of break-ins and generator sabotage. He handed me a card. Ethan Blake, property consultant for Pierce Development Group. I dropped it on the ground. Told Walter to back off in 48 hours, or I take this to the DA and the press. He nodded, got back in the SUV, drove off. Sheriff Harlan called 10 minutes later. Those guys were professionals. Gloves, no prints, wire cutters. Walter's smart everything through shell companies. I had to stop playing defense. Pulled courthouse records, connected dots. Walter forged HOA boundaries, submitted fake paperwork claiming control over land miles beyond his development. It was all a land grab scheme. Stopped at Marcia's. She told me about families pushed out, lawsuits dropped. The whitest neighbors who stood their ground showed me threats and fake notices. Walter's playing dirty. I called a cyber specialist friend to dig on Walter. Next morning, alarm again. I caught a guy digging behind my shed, metal box, cash, flash drives, photos. Max barked, guy bolted, I chased. Caught him, it was the same fake cop from before, bleeding and whispering about being buried next. He said, it's bigger than Pierce. HOA's a front money laundering, land grabs, fake patrols to scare people off. In the box, cash bundles labeled Pierce Development, a flash drive, and a list of named sheriff, Marcia, Whiters, meal marked with by push, remove. I called for backup. The guy, Travis Lenning, was arrested conspiracy, trespassing, fraud. Back at my cabin, the flash drive revealed blueprints to take over the county, rig elections, bribe officials. This was corporate land colonization. Then the bunker exploded, me, shed on fire, generator blown. Message was clear. This was war. Next day, Marcia called, concerned. She mentioned Carl Dobson, ex-zoning officer who sold out for fake permits. I went to the Whiters for support. Night came with a knock on the window. Soaked Ethan Blake appeared, confessed he planted the box, and wanted to expose Walter's ties to foreign investors and land scams. Before I could respond, a sniper shot rang out. Ethan fell dead. Carl and I took cover. I called Sheriff Harland. Backup arrived, and we secured the area. Inside Ethan's coat was another flash drive and a note. If I don't make it, everything's on this. Files decrypted to emails, recordings, and a video showing Walter coercing a man, Jacob Parker, the vanished landowner from Lakemont Ridge. Judge Henry Barrett, a family friend, was implicated in signing illegal land seizures. Barrett appeared later holding a gun to my chest in a hidden bunker revealed as a gatekeeper for the whole scheme. Before he could pull the trigger, I ignited a flare, fought him off. Screens flickered, revealing the true mastermind. Leonard Voss, thought dead, a former intelligence contractor with deep political and financial ties running this entire operation nationwide. Just then, tactical police stormed in, arresting Barrett and securing the bunker. Walter was caught fleeing the country with cash and fake documents. Voss vanished, his network unraveled with dozens arrested. I rebuilt my cabin, but peace was short-lived. A mysterious envelope arrived with a photo of Max, taken from above proof we're still being watched. No, this story's far from over. I teamed up with Tara Nichols from Homeland Security. Using facial recognition, we confirmed Leonard Voss was alive and in Montana, holed up in a guarded compound. We planned a raid. Gunfire erupted. I tackled Voss as Max chased back up. Voss was arrested. His land grab empire collapsed. Judges, contractors, even officials all indicted. I finally felt safe, surrounded by friends, Max sleeping soundly. But the final message was clear. The HOA was just the beginning. They're still out there, watching. And I'm ready. So what do you think? Who's really pulling the strings behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts, your stories about fake authority, and where you're watching from. Justice isn't always black and white. Sometimes it's buried in the shadows, waiting for someone to shine a light. Who's ready to stand up?